Oh, hello, you lot. Hello, you lot.
Can you hear us?
Look how lovely your camera is, Jay.
I know. Sorry, you can flip. If you twist it, it will give you some front light.
The light's not too much of an issue.
That helps.
That glare
that has made all the difference.
That glare in my face. I tell you what I am going to do though now. I'm going to add in here.
Hello everybody, just to explain, last month the sound didn't work on the opening titles, and with a full month to get this fixed, Den and I decided this afternoon we really should do that, and then we got distracted by a game called Viewfinder.
Amazing game.
Yeah, and unfortunately we overestimated our ability to get this sorted, so we didn't try to actually get it sorted until about an hour ago. Oh, that looks nicer. And yeah, until about an hour ago, and as a result, here we are. No
but
music.
What we did do is set up the webcam and make tea. So
yeah, we have made tea.
We're kind of
so
all right.
Don't anyone panic. All is good, and I've just rotated the mic. Hopefully you can hear me.
Yeah, can everyone hear Jay okay?
A little bit better now. If not, I will come and tuck myself in closer. But this is quite a nice shot.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's like, you know, it's balanced.
I am feeling small though, because I look the same size as you.
What we should do is draw a dotted line down this bit of the room, and like, that's it. So welcome, this is my house that we're all in. Welcome. You can see very little. Ignore all that shit on the pin board that I should have covered up.
I like this though.
The guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hung that.
Did you?
But it's a really bad job, actually.
Oh, yeah, I can see it hanging
Yeah,
off.
you can see it. It's actually hanging away from the wall. And when I drilled through, the plasterboard just went like that. I was like, oh, that's not good. It was the first man job I've ever done.
Have you got a proper plasterboard raw plug in there?
Well, I wish I had.
Yeah.
I wish I had, but I have to say that I discovered the existence of plasterboard raw plugs the first time I talked to somebody about that job.
Right.
I had bought like really good raw plugs on Looney's instruction, but unfortunately no good. Yeah, no, this is the guitar that Mr. Bear was written on. There's a bit of music trivia.
Needs a plaque.
Yeah. Last month I know there were a lot of music questions last month, and we ignored all of them because we had guests in the chat like Jan. I always call him Jan, even though his name is clearly Jan.
Jan.
Yeah, I've been doing that for 4 years now. It's really, really bad. Anyway, everybody, hello. How are you? Let's get to the chat.
Some people can't see us. Our cam is on, and some other people can see us. So
we could start and stop us.
Yeah, should we start and stop? Oh no, Schnee can see, Flux can see us, DJ can see us, Roman can see us. Maybe it is a problem your end. It's not us, Jay.
It's not us for us.
Well done us.
Excellent.
Well done us.
Now the messages are going to go, can't hear you.
Yeah. Do you know what would be really nice is if I could move the webcam to there.
Oh, over the main telly.
Then we can both sit, and then we could almost talk like we were on a stream. Should we see if it reaches?
It might reach actually. It's on quite.
Are you okay with that part of your room being shown?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Just double check before I
hide the mess.
Yeah, we don't want people to see how we do the meth lab. Get rid of that dead strip. Probably keep her alive. Right. See, there we go. Look at that. Right, are we safe?
I think we're safe.
Great. So if I can sit here, can everyone still hear us?
Well, I can fix that problem. It's going to be like a real chat show.
It's going to be lovely.
Like a real stream. Right. Keep everybody happy and deal with
it. Now this is fantastic. Right, well this might have to happen every month.
Yeah, I see.
This is way more comfortable than sitting in my computer.
I'm really sorry everybody about the noise that I think you're hearing as I pull all these leads off this mic that I've been using.
It might be... Oh yeah.
That's both a mic, but also a lazy place to store my leads. Okay.
Oh, it's going to be nice ASMR while you're removing that though. Oh look, we can pop that.
Hang on.
Wheel it in
the piano stool.
If we wheel it closer to there. There we go. Perfect. How's
Right.
that for everybody?
How's everybody? Can you hear us? It's a proper chat
Yeah,
show.
yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
This is great.
You're right. Okay. Now we need to bring in a succession of
Yeah.
guests to put on the sofa.
Sit next to me.
First is Kate Middleton. In she comes. Well, yeah. Now you can see a lot more of
it's
my
better
house.
now.
My lounge. It's all very nice here. You can't see the guitar anymore, but I think we've established fairly well that I do music. That is a Google Home there, DJ, yes. Yeah, I've got a lot of this house is arranged around that. Oh, whatever.
It's a remote.
Ah. Yes, it's a Google Home. I use it for everything. I know, right, Flux? It's a big surprise.
How the devil is everyone out there? Is everyone okay? It looks like, because we haven't chatted about this, I think it's just me and Jay tonight.
Yeah.
For a bit of a chin wag for an hour or so. Different climate
Look like we're in different climate zones. You got your summer look.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to sell all year round.
I mean, to be fair, I wear shorts all year round.
Him and Andy, it's a weird peculiarity.
Yeah, Andy does have a threshold where he like cuts off around sort of November time. You start to see the length start coming out with Andy. But
apparently, Bread and Circuses has a final in an hour. Good luck. That's
does?
exciting. Bread and Circuses.
Have a final. Oh, like in America.
Like a final
like
exam.
Final exam.
I presume.
Finals.
Or is it like a cup final?
Yeah.
Like
Because that's what I would call it. Is a.
Bread and Circuses. If you have this big examiner now, why are you here?
Yeah. Why are you here? Listening
Why
to
are
us
you
two?
here? I mean, I thank you. Firstly, thank you for being here. That's lovely.
And they are, from what I can understand from that icon, they are a booster on this server. I think that's what that little
That's
platform
nice.
is.
They've got their own font,
Yeah, they do.
which is quite exciting.
Yeah, they are. Nice. Well done, Bread and Circuses, for A, your final, and B, boosting this server. So well
Yeah,
done.
that's fantastic.
Good to see everyone's doing all right. That's good to see.
Here for fun, says Brendan. Well, you've come to the wrong place.
Yeah. Lacking in fun with these two.
We're not having any fun. Alex and Andy on here, and tonight we're going to take this very seriously. We're going to be answering questions only about the code base. And I want you to know I am not qualified to answer them at all.
And me even less so.
Yeah, exactly. So that should be good. So
it has always been said that we are not the fun ones at Notgames.
No, we're not. We're the miseries of Notgames.
Yeah.
I'm the old, and Den is the misery.
Yeah. No, that is true.
Have we noticed an increase in players following? Do you know what, 50-foot nerd? That is a brilliant question. I don't really look at the sales figures very often because it's a bit of a palaver getting into the back end of Steam. They're the only figures that I know easily how to access, so I don't know if we've benefited on any other
it's true.
platforms.
Do you know what? It's got harder. It's got easier. It's got better and harder in the fact that it's a quicker, easier way to find your numbers.
Yeah.
But with the guaranteed numbers, because there's delays and everything on the platforms, to get actual proper categorical numbers takes a few, but like probably a week or so before you're going to get fairly decent numbers, and before you get final numbers, maybe a month.
Also, there's so many authenticators.
Yeah.
You know, like, all right, I'll log into Steam, right, authenticate that, right? I want the financials, okay, authenticate that. In the last 2 days, okay, I'll authenticate that. You know, so part of me
That's because Jay just hates the admin of it.
I do hate the admin of it all.
But
I would love it if someone, just told me every week what we sold last week. But I suppose, I assume sales are following their own gentle decline. We've been very lucky. They've never fallen off a cliff for us.
No,
we've always had a bump in the sales.
Yeah, amazingly, we've our baseline has stayed pretty stationary, which is not a high baseline. But when we hit the sales, you can see those kind of big spikes in. Oh, there was the summer sale, there was the Steam Halloween sale, there was the so we can see those kind of trends.
Next year is the first year without us releasing anything.
Yeah.
So that's when we'll see how much of the continued interest is due to the continual release of DLC.
Yeah.
Now that it's sort of all finished and packaged away and archived, we'll find out, I suppose. You know, how long is it a cult hit that will just continue to sell for years and years and years?
Yeah.
Will there, you know, I suppose we'll know when we do one of these streams and it's just like you, me, Flux, and DJ. At that point, it'll be like, well, you know,
we just phone them.
We just might as well all meet for dinner. Yeah, exactly. At this point,
really well done for passing and pushing the game. That's great. We really appreciate
Thank you.
that.
That's very, very kind of you.
And yeah, Steam. Nee, the one thing I will say about Steam DB is it's good for getting rough ballparks.
Yeah, but it's often so wrong on us.
We go on there all the time to have a look at how optimal. We wish we had Steam DB's actual numbers. But yeah, I mean, it was putting us in the millions of copies, and we are not even anywhere near that. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Although it's a good sort of, I'd say, a guide stick.
Yeah.
To kind of go, oh, that game's quite popular.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take the actual.
Yeah, the numbers are very unreliable. So
yeah.
I think it gives you, like Dan says, a sense of that game sold a lot, or that game
because it also doesn't take into account sales, returns. You know, all
humble
of that.
bundles,
yeah, exactly.
all of those things. It's really hard to know from month to month how much money it's made, how many copies it sold, but you can start to track quarterly trends about maybe 6 months after they've happened, a little bit more. So, but it's sort of, I mean, it's brilliant, really. The very fact that people are still buying it and it's still making money, and we literally have, other than this stream, we don't have any work to do on it. That's amazing. You know, that kind of makes up for all the years where we earned no money and nobody bought it and all of those things. So, you know.
Yeah, the sales are, I would say, our only real profitable kind of marks on the game in terms of revenue coming in, because on a day-to-day, our sales are so low as a baseline that we probably wouldn't even get a Steam check at the end of the month because we wouldn't match the threshold. Yeah. But when you hit those peaks in sales, and that kind of, I think that's, to be fair, kudos on Tiny Build on where they price the game, is because that's where a game should be, is you should look at it, and if you really want to play it, you're prepared to pay full price for it. But the majority of the players will wait for it to be at a sale, and then if you start selling in sales, that means your game is wanted by people, not just, oh, I'll give it a go, which is maybe a small percentage of people, but I put it down as soon as a game I want to play hits a sale, I'll buy it.
Yeah,
which means it's almost like the wish list kind of method, but I never really wish list games. I just kind of go, oh, that's cool. Like the game you were saying, we bought Viewfinder because it was on sale.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I do. I've just bought Viewfinder and Detroit Become Human.
Right,
and Detroit Become Human is, I don't know when that came out, but it wasn't like in the last year or two.
No,
it was out a long time back. Because I remember Ivan, our producer, saying to us, you should look at the way it handles branching plot and the flowchart. And I'm playing that because a good story hasn't gone out of fashion. You know, it's not like it's not a good game. And I started playing Half-Life 2 again, obviously, in a celebration of its anniversary after watching the documentary, which I recommend to all of you who are interested in games and gaming and what it's like to be a dev and what it's like to make a game. It's great. It's a really, really good documentary.
Good question from DJ. If you were all seasons, what seasons would Andy, Alex, what would we be? I definitely think
Alex would be like autumn, like, you know, because he's not always smiling.
No.
But he's not cold like winter.
But who's winter? I don't think we really have a winter, do we?
Not really. We're all quite spring, summer, autumn-y.
Yeah, I'd say so. To be honest, we're all four. Like, all of us have
to be
periods
fair,
of like
we do switch.
Some really happy moments.
We're all quite moody.
Yeah.
We're all up and down.
And all moody in slightly different ways. Like, I'm very sensitive to immediate feedback, which is why if I give an edit over or something over, normally the guys mull it over for a day and then come back to me with feedback, because it's more productive that way.
I think that's quite common amongst creators.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's completely counterintuitive for
just finished it,
and it's rubbish for when you need efficient, fast feedback. It's like, I need to take his feelings into account for a day or two to let him, you know. but ultimately you do get the better work out of it, don't you? I think we all have our
Yeah.
moments.
Are you guys open to the idea of participating in some sort of game show hosted by the community? Oh, fuck yeah, I am. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to happen.
I mean, remotely.
Yeah.
I'm not coming to. I've seen Hostel. I'm not coming out to like the Middle of
Go
Eastern
to
Europe.
this cabin in the woods.
Meet us in the cabin. We are streaming it. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. That was the last they were ever seen. Yes, Pallet Den is winter.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Evil little fucker.
He's slow, yeah. Pallet Den is love. Pallet Den is life. You're so wrong, Roman. Pallet Den is like, he's got that smile, but it's not real. Behind those eyes, there's nothing but death. Is St Bumley on the Taint a fictional version of the city of Slough? No, it's more like Chobham, I think. Because it's got that lovely village and the church and.
St Bumley on the Taint.
St Bumley on the Taint. I'm thinking of Notgod.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
with the whole. It's more. It's not
like
quite
a run-down bit of Devon.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's more like Devon, Cornwall.
But it's not on the coast.
Yeah.
It's because the Taint flows to the coast eventually.
Yeah, it's somewhere like.
That's the sentence.
Where is it? Exeter. Like somewhere shit in Exeter. It's like down there.
It's somewhere that you imagine nearby towns are probably quite pretty.
Quite nice. Yeah.
But St Bumley is
it's the English equivalent of like an old mining town, isn't it? Like an old.
I think it's a bit like. Do you remember that Father Ted episode where they go on the holiday and there's like 4 things to do? Go and visit the stone. And,
here is the wheels.
Yeah, I think it's really like that. Yeah. It's fucking in the middle of nowhere. The most exciting thing is essentially a massive sinkhole that's clearly opened.
Yeah, Slough's a bit.
Yeah, anywhere in the country where austerity is hit hard, exactly. You imagine that nearly every home in the village is owned by an out-of-towner, so there's only about 8 people left living there, and they're desperate to bring in tourists.
Yeah, Slough's a bit too industrial, I think.
And too big.
Bumley, yeah.
I think St Bumley is small.
Small, yeah.
Not much there. I mean, there used to be, what was it, the old abandoned spade factory or something? I can't remember exactly what they used.
Quite a big factory,
but they used to make it there, but not anymore. Like the outskirts of Frome is quite run down, and then you get in the middle, it's lovely.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, man, their mayor is a dog. There's not that many humans to pick from.
There's been talk of a not-for-broadcast cookbook on the Discord recently. What not-for-broadcast themed foods would you want to see in there?
Other than the Donaldson sandwich.
And the 3 potato cake or 3 potato pie.
3 potato pie
would have to be in there. What other foods have we referenced?
Not that many.
No.
What is it?
And the apple pie that thingy makes.
Patrick Bannon's apple pie. Oh my god.
With raw egg in it.
If you published that and someone made it, they'd die.
They would die.
We'd get
Don't
sued.
eat that.
Don't
Do not eat that.
ever take cookery advice from Patrick Bannon.
We made that, and it's one of the worst jobs I had to do was cleaning up after that.
That is a good piece of advice, I think. If you're making a live action long run FMV game, probably don't put a cookery bit in it.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Don't do it during a 13-minute
Maybe don't put a
take.
musical in either. I mean, arguably, but who doesn't love a musical?
Yeah.
Right, questions. Fuck me, there's quite a few coming in now. Law question. What happened to Henry McNair after the elections? Depends which universe you're in. In the sort of, canonical universe, like most small parties. No, sorry, not like most small parties. To me, Henry McNair was like New Labour, Tony Blair, that sort of thing. Very much like the current British government, sort of very centrist version of left wing, because it was the move in my head from the traditional 2-party across to a 3-party state. So like Labour moved to the centre, but they leave so many on the left that Advance are able to swoop in. And because they've also got a TV personality, which, as we've recently seen, does help, it helps them to just catch that moment. I was thinking at the time about the Italian stand-up comedian who became a Prime Minister,
And obviously, although it hadn't happened at the time, you've got to look at Ukraine, of course, where they've got somebody who used to be a performer. There is something to presenting the public with somebody they already know. I think that helps. And I think Peter Clement gives them that. Julia gives them the credibility, so they kind of swoop up what would have. I think Henry McNair probably took the left for granted, and then they left him. And that, I think, probably cost him the election. Also, he's quite a dull man. Not the actor, he was lovely, but the character, he's very glary. And I suppose one of the things that this game does is it branches history sort of around that point. Blair wasn't up until '97, from what I remember, but in the '80s there were the beginnings of that movement.
Have you read the Witcher books, Jay?
No.
No, I haven't either.
No, I've played the games and I watched the show.
I watched the show. I'm not sure whether I'll watch season 3 though with the new guy.
Yeah, I think I will.
Yeah, I might try it, but I'm not.
Oh, this is what we don't know. Is it season 3 or season 4?
Yeah.
How many seasons of The Witcher have there
been? We
been?
had this discussion the other day.
Yeah, well, neither of us looked it up
then.
Season 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think it's season 3 with the new guy, but I could be wrong.
Sam's Fajitas for the cookbook. That is a good.
Oh yeah, fuck
yeah.
That's a Murray logic.
And also fajitas are lovely.
Yeah, they are good.
Dog theory. The mayor won the bout and lived off shopping carts, met land germs, and became a supernova 70 years after the events of the election.
Yeah.
Write that, Martin.
Yeah.
Put down the acid.
Yeah.
and
How long have you been awake?
Yeah, get some sleep. That's a crazy idea. Met land germs is my favourite bit of that.
Hello E. Seymour, welcome back. How are things with the family?
Where's E. Seymour?
They're just as E at the moment.
They're just
E.
Amazing. E's are good. I remember that from a song. They get the brains and we get the performing monkey. Meg from the 20-week war, I think.
I'm not sure what that's in relation to.
That's a line from the game.
Yeah.
Megan. Yeah, from the 20-week war, I think. Or Jeremy. Sounds like a Jeremy thing. Or a Jenny. Anyone in the newsroom talking about, oh yeah, they get the brains, we get the performing monkey. That's exactly right. I know what that refers to. Julia is the brains.
Right.
Peter is the performing monkey.
Right.
And that is very, that's exactly it, Jimmy Jumbo. Yeah, that's relevant to what we were just saying about how advanced, how to get elected.
It looks like everyone tapped out after they didn't enjoy...
Out of The Witcher.
Yeah, The Witcher just bailed. And DJ says there's a not-for-broadcast OST.
Oh no!
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I'll give it a try. I'd love to give it a try, of course I would. It'd be awful though. I should imagine I'll be awful at it because I have the memory of like a goldfish.
Yeah.
And some of those songs were written back.
It depends what
How do we do that, DJ?
It depends what the quiz is about. Is it about the lyrics of the songs and
all the
things
chords?
like that? Yeah, because if it is,
if it's the chords, we won't bother probably.
It might be better saved for an episode with Jay and music. But if it is just a generic kind of when was this song played, then I suppose I stand more of a chance. But I don't know the fucking... Jay was sitting in a studio on his own for 10 months writing the music,
Oh, it's evil, says DJ. I don't want to do something evil. But we will do a music stream at some point.
Yeah.
We were going to do a more musically themed stream tonight, actually, because I was supposed to have Anna coming over to do some singing for something else later on, and but she's not very well, so she won't be dropping in, unfortunately. Otherwise, I was going to bring her on as a very special guest star, that type of thing. Okay.
Lobscan says it's not that hard. I'll tell you what we'll do. When we come to the end of the stream, we'll have a quick look at it. We won't do it.
We'll do it next month.
We'll assess it, Maybe we'll do it next month when the other boys are in with us. Doesn't include questions about ethereal voice line. Fuck me. That Martin, you need to sleep. You are in a different dimension right now.
That Martin, oh my god, I'm just doing a choke to death on my tea. What a British way to go.
Yeah.
Does it include going, what are the ethereal voice lines, that Martin? he said, worried slightly about the answer we're about to get. I'll give you an extract of one of the questions. What is the longest credit song? Oh, okay.
Okay, I think
Yeah.
I could.
I think I could take a guess.
Well, mind you, there's a few things.
Some of them are really long.
I would say it's the I don't know all the names of them. The one where we list all the smart people. Smart
is really long because it has that second section.
Yeah, Smart's quite a long time.
The one that's the disrupt theme that just gets more and more like a musical version of a riot. That one is long. So probably that one.
Yeah, that's what I would go for, that one. If we're right on either of those, then maybe we'll have a punt of the quiz.
Yeah.
But if we're miles off, then I think we'll give it a miss for now.
Apparently it's 1:30 a.m. for that mine.
Oh, okay.
Excellent. Well, that explains a lot. In that
So
case,
where
have
does that-
another Jack, man.
Yeah, so 1:30, so you must be US.
Are you US, that mine? It's weird calling someone that Martin.
Yeah.
Oh, that Martin. I like that. I always call London that London
That
because
London,
that's what
yeah, you
Stuart
do,
Lee
yeah,
calls
yeah,
it. You know, we were down in that London.
Yeah. Oh, in the Philippines. Okay. Nice.
Half of them are at least 450. They are. I'll tell you something, Juby Jumbo. When they were first written, I'd written, I think, 4 of them, and they came in at 3 minutes to 3 minutes 15 each, which I thought perfect single length. You know, and then we discovered there were so many credits in the end credits that
Stretch
they
it out,
had to
stretch
go
it
up to
out.
5. And so on some of them, 4 of them, you can really hear, now that you know that, you can work out which bits were added sort of afterwards. I'm really pleased they were.
Yeah, they're
Like
great,
the
yeah.
bit on the end of Smart with all the sort of flamenco guitars, that was all from there to the end added. And on the news, the bit in the middle where it goes into the bongos. But then we added these, as I say, a long time before the songs were finished. So then I was able to, you know, weave them properly into the song and move lyrics to later. It's not Smart, that's the longest.
Smart. Hello, Pink. Nice to see you.
Ping.
Yeah, I couldn't even take a stab at some of the others. I mean, they're all. The thing is, the difference between a 450 and a 454 and a 450,
Yeah.
like.
They had to be fairly similar, otherwise the end titles would have
Yeah,
scrolled either
yeah.
really fast or way too slow.
Yeah, they're all going to be around that, aren't
Okay, I hate it when. I like I hate it when. That's 454 and it's the 3rd longest, so the winner's got to be
they?
over
So it's
5.
Over 5 minutes.
And it's not Smart.
It's definitely not.
Maybe it's the ballad.
I know it's not Bring It All Down because I
No,
played
it's
on that.
definitely
That's
not
about
Bring It All
3 and
Down.
a bit.
No, not anymore.
Oh, okay.
And now it's 4
something,
something because it
right.
had to be
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
credits, but I was able to grab bits of 2 of your drum takes and
Just smash
yeah,
it together.
smash them
yeah.
together to make something unique. Hi, Bobbis.
Hey, Bobbis.
Who's Bobbis? Do you know who Bobbis is?
No idea.
Bob is what? Is that
Oh,
Bob,
is. Oh, yeah.
Mind you, I was talking to somebody this week, and I thought their name was a pun, their username, and I'm not going to say who
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
yeah, I
because
remember
they'd
you said-
been
yeah,
through
yeah,
a
yeah.
bad thing. But I wrote back to them and went, I love the pun in your name, and they were like, what pun? And I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got to watch for those. Maybe it is Bobbis.
Yeah, we should do the quiz to find out. Alright, we'll have a
Yeah, we'll have a look.
we'll have a little look.
How many questions in it, DJ? If I say yes and it turns out to be 220 questions, I'll be furious.
Right, Bobbis, what is this thing with Big Red Tomato?
Yeah, I don't know this one either.
don't-
Did this happen a week that we missed?
It must be. But I think because it started around when we were doing the live stream, but none of us quite understand it. What is this Big Red Tomato thing? We're out of the loop.
Yeah, we're so out of the loop.
Happy
We're
to-
the older end. It's a more mature stream tonight.
Yeah,
Because the kids aren't here. That's why we're doing it like this.
Top quality.
We've
entertainment.
made like, it's like Graham Norton.
We want to be relaxed and
Yeah, I'll
comfortable.
have a cigarette in a minute. We'll do it like the
Yeah,
1970s.
yeah.
When did you first
yeah, yeah.
discover that women were different from men?
What's that fucking show?
What
where,
boarding school did you
what's the
attend?
guy where he does it in? Oh, it's Never Stop. No,
It's
it's not.
no,
it's not,
but
it's
it
the
is
other
him.
one.
It's the one about the tennis.
Tennis one,
Like
isn't it?
7 days or 10
7
days in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be that
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
Show us your body.
Yes, your young body must be.
Gosh, yeah.
There's 58 questions about the music.
quite
Yeah,
a lot.
next month.
Yeah, we'll save that one.
I would like to do it. I'll happily do it a month where no one else turns up if no one else wants to do it, because I don't mind being that egocentrically self-indulgent. It's to spend hours answering questions about my own music. Can I interest you gentlemen in a spot of whiskey? Why, thank you, sir. Most kind. What
I
if Andy
see.
exploded that day?
So,
Local meme where Andy's face come red.
yeah, so Bobbis called Andy a red tomato during a stream because he had a red face, and now it's kind of stuck.
Happens during the time loop stream.
Right.
Oh man, my memory of the time loop stream is mainly of the 30-second reset that we had to do,
Yeah.
during which I was absolutely fucking covered by
Still,
the
that was a
album
fun stream.
That was a good last stream
That
to
was
do.
really
That
fun.
saw the game out well.
Yeah.
We've
nice
had a few
final
good
one.
ones along the way, like the one that George kind of organised really when you guys were in America. Even though it was a nightmare technically for us, it was a very funny stream to watch back.
Yeah, that was a good
some
one.
more-
Those kind of technical pushy ones are kind of really fun and really stand out, don't they? Where we kind of, as you
Yeah.
say, you push the envelope.
You went a little bit further.
How to do it, like that reset the time loop from a technical perspective was quite tricky, but also having that idea of a loop,
Yeah.
a looping stream, is quite a nice. And the same with the other one, because it was pre-recorded but playing as live.
Yeah.
When you kind of push the envelope on what. a
Yeah,
stream
when
can do,
circumstances
yeah.
kind of force you to.
Yeah.
It's both things if you want to make good art. You have to have a good idea, but then you have to not compromise and actually fucking do it. Like, there's so many of your friends or yourselves, I don't know, like through your life, you get all these ideas, like, oh, that'd be a good thing, and that'd be a good thing. And then there are some people who go, so I will make it.
Yeah.
And then someone says you don't know how, and you go, well, I will learn how to do that bit. Someone else can do it, so I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that entrepreneurism is what I think gets games or anything made.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, it's somebody going, not just I've got an idea, and I'm going to just do it because
Mm-hmm.
nobody else is. And that's one of the brilliant things about living in a free society, is that you can go, I'm going to try and build a rocket,
Yeah.
or whatever. I'm going to go and find someone else who thinks that's a good idea and has some money, and they can give me enough money to live and make my rocket, and then we'll see what happens.
Favourite memory of the stream is Jay getting spat on.
Yeah, we knew that. That was my idea, the spit.
Yeah.
But when I had the idea, I didn't think it would be me. But as I went on in my head, I was just like, I'm going to have to volunteer for that because I really want that. But how can I say to anyone, you're going to get spat on?
Yeah,
Whereas
well,
I
we
knew it wouldn't
did
bother me.
offer it, because basically what happened is we sat around. Jay had the original idea of how can we do this as a looping stream. I then went away for about a week to think how the fuck that's going to work from a technical
Yeah, because you
perspective.
designed basically how to
the
bias the
freeze,
spaces.
Yeah, like the freeze,
Yeah.
the element and stuff like that. So I had to kind of work out that. Then I came back and said, look, I think this is possible. So then we brainstormed things that could happen in a time loop, and we needed those moments that could repeat.
That you'd start to see were running gags.
So like me eating the cereal.
We wanted something awful for each person. Like Andy having to get changed again and again.
You can see the joke in the future. So once you've seen the loop twice, next time Andy comes in, you know, oh fuck, he's got to get changed. And
you're not doing it so well that you are doing it live. So you are chatting with the chat to prove it's live.
Yeah.
So that you realise, so you all know at a meta level that what's actually happening is
Andy,
that we are just all having to reset this, and it must be carnage. And there's something really, really good in that.
Yeah, that is the where a lot of the comedy comes, is sort of like, because I knew, for example, I was going to spit on you, but we had kind of discussed it, but
I didn't know that was coming.
So when we all spat and we all go, no, come on, Jay, come on, Jay, you can say that. That is genuinely us not performing, us going, right, I know you're going to spit on, so you're going to say that line.
Yeah, and
that's
you know when you say that
comedy
I'm going to
comes.
get soaked.
Yeah.
And each time you're thinking that last one was quite a lot, actually.
And
I know we're going up. Yeah.
That was really good fun.
I think Andy, how many suits did Andy have? I think he only had one, and he had to keep
he had
taking
one.
it off.
Yeah, take it off, get changed, which is why we had him starting by coming in, is so that he had that extra bit of time, because our reset was resetting everything, clearing the confetti,
Yeah.
redoing the cereal, getting
Well,
the new
clearing the
champagne.
confetti, literally getting into the
shoveling,
edge
yeah.
of the shot. If we
Yeah.
we
And
did
it was
show
like-
at the
it
end,
was
and it
like
was
in the
stuck in the
ceiling, so
ceiling,
little bits would
and we
drop
were
in.
due to. That was like our last couple of
Week in
weeks
the
in the
office,
office, and we were just fucking. There was confetti everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was. Oh man, what a great funny stream though. Yeah, the champagne. Yeah, there was a lot of champagne wasted, and like it went everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alex, I thought on that one did a really good job of mastering getting drunk in stages.
Yeah.
Yes, because that's not
Drunk acting is hard.
Yeah, drunk acting is really, really hard
Yeah.
to do, and he did it really, really well.
Yeah, he did,
actually,
yeah.
I have to remember. He was really making me laugh,
Mm.
and it was nice having Tommy come running in,
Yeah,
and you know.
Yeah,
How many
it was
Andes does it take to change a light bulb? Don't know. How many Andes does it take to change a light bulb? And now you're all changing names to initials. E, you set a trend.
good. Yeah, who's what?
I don't know. D says, I'd like to give you a shout out for the long job. Thank you very much. I'm not sure if that's
It's
an
been a
innuendo.
year since Boyle came out, and I still.
Yes, I know the one you mean. It's the long version of Just the Job.
Yeah.
I was really pleased with that because Just the Job was written during lockdown.
Yeah.
And then we get to this and I realise there's no reward for the player at the end of one of these endings. So I thought if I write a middle eight for this song that you've heard loads, then maybe that's a small reward, you know, just something to make it, oh, I'm glad I played that one because I got to hear X, and that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
But when I wrote that bit, I enjoyed it so much, I nearly had it in there like a lot longer. But I've learnt over the years, get in early, come out late, nice and short. They can always push play again.
Yeah.
Don't leave them sitting bored, unless it's the end titles, in which case give it another 2 minutes.
Pink, it wasn't cider. It was actually it was alcohol-free champagne because obviously Al
Yeah.
genuinely had to drink a lot of it, and we also have to drive home from the office, so we couldn't all get hammered. Back in the day,
Yeah, the first streams we actually
used
did get
we used to
pissed.
just get pissed, which is why they were a little bit more chaotic.
Yeah, you couldn't do the time.
yeah,
But
yeah,
if Al had been pissed, we wouldn't have been able to reset
because he
anything.
needed to be on his game and know what, because each of them we gave titles for them, so it was like, this is going to be the confetti one, this is going to be the this one, like, because they all had titles, didn't they? So we all had to know exactly what these ones, so it was like the Tommy Harris one, the this one, so we knew where we were in the run of order basically.
Yeah, we had it was on one
On
of
a
the
big
screens,
whiteboard,
yeah,
yeah.
so we could follow it through.
Yeah. Tommy DLC for when, if someone wants to make it, I'm very keen to play it.
Yeah, and I'm very keen to work with Adam again because
Yeah.
he's fucking
I
brilliant.
love him.
Yeah,
Love him.
absolutely miss Adam so much.
Yeah.
Don't miss Alex or Andy.
Yeah, I've seen it anyway.
They'll never see this. Right, question to Jay. How did you compose Bits of Your Life thing? Well, there used to be a song, there used to be a show called This Is Your Life, which is what Bits of Your Life is, a pastiche of. And it was presented by a guy called Eamon Andrews. And I wanted to write something that was extremely
really similar,
reminiscent of that. So that's very often the way the music for Not For Broadcast went. Because often if Al needed a bit of music, he'd say, I want it to sound a bit like this. And I quite like writing sort of something that's close to something else without obviously staying legally distinct. But it's like homage rather than direct rip-off. But like the rhythms and the structure of the Bits of Your Life theme are supposed to evoke This Is Your Life in much the same way that the music for The Estate, which is like the pre-loop in the time loop, and somewhere else as well, can't remember where, is supposed to evoke EastEnders. The credit songs are not homages to anything. By that point,
Smart is kind of like
well, it's a list song.
yeah,
It's
got that
not,
kind of REM
Yeah.
kind of like End of the World, what's it called?
We Didn't Start the Fire. That's another
those
list
kind
song.
of things, yeah.
Yeah, I'd always wanted to do a list song, but they're not homages, the credit songs, because by then I was so delighted to be able to write a set of songs that actually had lyrics about the real world, and you know that was very much a passion project. Because when I said to the guys, look, I want to write a different credit song for each one, Al was like, well, you're the one that's got to do it. If that's what you want to do, you don't have to, but do it. And it was a real pleasure, that bit. That's a really nice memory. But they did take a long time. Yeah, because getting different musicians and singers in, and you have to send it and it comes back. But as a result, they built really nicely.
The stream itself, Pinks asked how much it was. We did it on a real budget because we knew we didn't have tons of money.
What did we spend? I think we spent about 50 quid.
It was about 50 quid.
We bought plastic cups.
Yeah, the champagne.
Bowls,
the champagne was about 20, 30 of that.
I think the most expensive was probably the bangers.
Yeah, they were about 20 quid.
Yeah, so maybe we spent 100 quid.
Plus a little bit of cereal and stuff. Like, it wasn't a lot of money. Yeah, maximum 100. But I think it was less than, because we wanted to keep it like cheap and simple. Basically, we wanted to roll back rather than do something too elaborate. We were like, the comedy should come from us knowing and everyone knowing that we're in this loop.
Yes.
And that's where I think we did quite a good job of.
Yeah.
Are you guys screening?
Are you guys green screening and actually singing? No, I have got the window open because I'm smoking, and whilst it's my own life, I don't want to gamble with my estimable guest. So why don't you smoke?
Yeah.
Are you a weirdo? You're a hippie.
There are some bangers in there, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't listen to the theme tunes often, but every now and then I jump into the
radio.
Into the radio.
Yeah, I do that just to see what track it's up to.
Yeah, and one comes on, I'm like, oh fuck, this is a really cool tune.
Tada tada tam pam pam. Okay, it's just getting weird in the chat. What is your decision to not use the 90s estate in the time loop?
The 90s estate.
I thought it was in there.
Time loop.
It is in there somewhere, isn't it? I doubt that I wrote one that's on the soundtrack that isn't in there. Well, that's interesting. Well, maybe what we've done there is missed it out of the time loop on the correct thing. That really surprised me. I can't remember obviously what that was written for, the 90s estate. Probably the Nightly Show. I would imagine I would have used it before the 90s, the Palette Deniverse. Yes, that's what I should have said. No, it is in there, you just haven't unlocked it yet.
Keep playing.
And people are going mental for the next 10 years looking for...
There is an Easter egg that I think may have been uncovered, but that happens 11 times a year. I think it's 11 times a year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there's that really secret hidden thing that Steve did.
Yeah. That we then adapted and changed.
Juby Jumbo says the broadcast songs are super good, except for Jay Zuss's song. It was Straight Buns. What is that good?
Buns.
Is it good to be straight buns?
I don't know. I'd like to have straight buns, so
I'd
I'd
be happy just to have some buns.
Some buns.
I'm quite peckish.
Yeah.
I'm only asking because I'm working on art while listening to this, but what colour would you say Jeremy Paul's hair is? He'll hate me for this. Grey.
Grey. No, he has, I would say it's black hair.
Yeah,
he
black, very dark
Very
brown.
dark hair, but streaks. He's like a badger.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
He's not a fox, he's a badger.
He's a badger.
Yeah.
He's a very lovely badger.
Yeah. Not a honey badger, just a
I'm
nice
surprised
one.
he isn't here in the chat defending himself. And sooner or later the cast are going to latch onto this and then they're going to start turning up and spoiling it.
Yeah.
It's quite nice like this. Steve's birthday card says Lobster Buns means ass. Oh, I thought it did. It was straight ass. Jay Zuss's song, nonsense. I love that one, Julie.
Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah.
You don't like Jay
Zuss's song? Will not stand for this painted red slander. That's one of the only songs on the album that I did a remix of.
Yeah,
put an extended on.
That's one of my favourite songs on the album, Painted Red.
Yeah, me too. I'll tell you one of the reasons I really like that one is it's mainly not me singing on it, so I don't feel self-conscious. It is the actual actor.
Yeah. Yeah, what a fucking...
Magic Spy Class. Yes, I finally managed to join one. Yes, you did for the last 9 minutes.
Welcome, yeah.
Well done. Get your questions in fast, Magic Spyglass. Or use that magic spyglass to peer back through time. You know what song is really buns? Any song from Little C, yeah, I'll take that. Any songs from the advertisements in the end.
But let me...
Deliberately buns.
I was going to say, I'm going to blow a bit of smoke up Jay's arse here. It's really fucking difficult to write a song that is meant to be bad. The same as, like what we were saying earlier, with like trying to pretend to be drunk.
Yeah.
It's hard, even harder, to do something that's meant to be bad, but written really well so that it's meant to be bad. And trying to do that with a song is even harder. Like if I was to write a song, it would genuinely just be a bit shit. But because Jay's such an accomplished songwriter, trying to write something that fits the like, because it fits the tone.
Yeah.
It is very like, you know, that kind of young Britney kind of like Disney Channel kind of star.
Yeah.
That's catchy, but also
makes you cringe a bit.
That's actually not as easy
Like
as
Slave
you think.
for You.
So it's meant to be a crap song, which is actually more difficult than you think.
You guys open to hosting? Yeah, I'm open to someone hosting an FBOST quiz. I'm not sure how that would work.
Yeah, we'll have to speak to Eno, see if they're happy hosting it.
Yeah, because you're just volunteering them there.
But if Eno's happy to host, then we will absolutely speak to them, and all we need to do is just add them into as a speaker on here, and yeah, it'd be quite nice to have it hosted. Maybe, I'll tell you what we'll do, in the gap, I'll make a note when we come off the stream to chat to Eno separately, and maybe we'll come up with a plan, because maybe we need to just like pick the best 20 questions or something out of the quiz and then host it almost like a proper quiz show maybe.
That's a good idea. That'd be a lot of fun.
And then we can put the things up visually and stuff. So yeah, maybe we'll sort something out for next month.
Yeah, for Christmas stream, which will probably be a bit earlier. I
Will be
imagine
Christmas,
it'll be the
won't it?
Monday.
It's not going to be far off Christmas, do you know?
Yeah, let's have a look at diaries.
Because December, we're in it now, so it's going to be... Oh no, won't it be in the new year?
Yeah, it will. It'll be in the new year. Oh, that's good. 6th. Okay, so we'll bring in the new year with a quiz.
Yeah, that'd be quite nice.
That'd be nice. It's already December. Yeah.
Yeah, and we might squeeze in another one before Christmas.
Yeah, if we get the time.
Maybe if we get the time,
say
we
quick
might
hello and
squeeze-
we'll shout it out.
Yeah, we'll shout
if we're
it out,
able
we do.
to.
Yeah, it's flying round now.
How much will you pay me, Bob, is to write a dedicated love song to Jeremy Donaldson? Let's talk, brother or sister. Bob could be either. Thanks to Blackadder.
Another law question. Do you think Just the Job was ever broadcasted in Urkistan because Ivan pushed for it?
Definitely it was.
100%.
Yeah.
They're like best mates.
Yeah, they're best mates. Of course Ivan would have got it on the state channel. Also, I get the impression Just the Job, while hugely offensive to modern sensibilities, was not political.
No.
I think it would have avoided being political and just being,
Very much of its time, isn't it?
Yeah. That's good, I love that. That must be a response to doing it properly, the quiz.
Yeah, let's do it.
Who gets to fuck Jay's vibe 3D print? I have in my studio downstairs.
There's 4 of them.
Yeah, I've got a Respect Jay's Vibes and a Fuck Jay's Vibes that I got when the office closed.
Yeah, we've all got our individual Fuck Jay's vibes, but Jay specifically got a Respect Jay's vibes.
Yeah, and then on the office clear I got a Fuck Jay's Vibes, so someone doesn't have their Fuck Jay's Vibes.
And
I've got them one on each side of my...
and I've got my sensor, which is really cool, and my mug from...
Snow.
From Snow when they shoot that.
Did Snow make me that amazing track with the album cover and the like a little player?
That was just a Music Man.
That's so beautiful.
Maybe I can't remember. I mean, we've over the years
we've received so many incredibly lovely gifts.
And I always said, oh, we'll do these reveal videos, and we never fucking did
got round to
because
it.
we were so busy, and it's not a show of
That's why we don't get gifts
disrespect
anymore.
and stuff. Yeah, it's just we never got round to doing it.
Is that Paul Baverstock in the chat? No, it's not the real Paul Baverstock.
No, because he's PB is JD.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. If it is you, Paul, say it's you, and if you've got a mic and camera set up, we'll drag you.
Where are you?
Oh,
seeing
he's
that?
actually here. Do you want to speak to people, Paul? Should we pull him onto the stage?
Yeah, because he's in blue.
Have you got a mic and camera there? Look, they're going to ignore us now.
Yeah.
No, he hasn't got a mic and camera.
Yeah,
Okay, if you've got questions for Paul, post them. He's got about 5 minutes left before
we're going to
the stream ends.
You can jump into the chat afterwards and chat to Paul, because we all know that's probably what you want to do.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I'd prefer chatting to Paul to chatting to me.
Well, I haven't chatted to Paul in ages. Paul, how are you? I haven't seen you in ages, mate.
There won't be a behind the scenes for episode 3, I'm afraid.
Yeah, not a full length thing.
No, there might. If we
Yeah,
find a funny video, we'll post it. But most of Not Broadcast is now archived and sort of done, which is a weird thing to say, but you know, where it's finished. Yeah, it's been a long old road, but it is finished.
It is lovely. Yeah.
I turned up in time for the hair slander. Oh, fantastic! That's so much better. I'm so glad. I can't tell you how glad I am that you were here for that.
Yeah,
amazing.
You did well keeping quiet.
You really did.
I did straight in there.
Amazing. Yeah, he was trying to be incognito, and now I've outed him to the community.
I can't see Paul on the list on the left though.
He is there, Paul Bamstock, but it's not blue. Yeah.
Where am I looking?
There.
Oh right, and it's okay. It's not in his colour.
That's when I spotted it.
That's why it's confusing me.
Yeah.
I see.
Paul, next month or the month after or sometime in the future, we'll have to get together for a cuppa on a first Monday and just come here sort of straight from work.
This is a great setup, by the way.
It's quite a nice, easy set.
This is very nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Look, there's even a space on the sofa for you.
We've got a couple of questions we're going to blast through because we're coming up to the end. Right, so was it... Oh, that's one for Paul.
Oh, the reason it sounds like we're on the road is... I'll shut this.
He can answer that one later. So... Paul, what was your... Stop asking Paul questions. Right, what are your guys' stance on people uploading the game's video and OST content on YouTube unaltered? Right, this is a real difficult one. So, unaltered, just pulling the files off of the game, posting them in their entirety. The OST I completely disagree with because that's basically just piracy. And we already give you the OST for free if you buy the bundle and stuff. And it's like, support the game, go and buy the OST, is the way I see that. The game's content, playthroughs, I don't mind. Just ripping the raw files and putting them up on the internet for people to see in this kind of game kind of takes away the element of somebody wanting to play it because you're just delivering the story to them in raw form and you don't get the most out of that. It's like me kind of giving you a small breakdown of what Lord of the Rings is like in 20 minutes rather than going and reading the books. Like, it's completely different experience to what you should, the way you should enjoy it. Can we stop it? Absolutely not. And it's very difficult.
That is the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I could talk on this for so long.
Yeah.
I have a lot of very contradictory feelings about this because influencers definitely are one of the reasons that we became successful. They helped get the word out there in a world where, you know, I think somebody I was watching recently said 30,000 games get released every year.
Wow.
Right, so the fact that you guys have even heard of us, it's like a miracle in and of itself, and part of that is influencers. But with a story game like we have, showing the whole story, I don't know, I think maybe there needs to be some sort of agreement between the industry and influencers that for a very story-based game, you should maybe stop, I don't know, a quarter of the way, a third of the way, so that like, it is not upsetting, but it's a little bit bitter to know that millions more people have watched everything we worked on and shot right through beginning to end. So like, seen not necessarily the way they would have played it, not all the options, but they've pretty much seen the story, which for most players is enough. That, you know, the number of people who play our game twice it's not like half the players do that, it's a smaller proportion. I think if I had watched someone play right through our game, I probably wouldn't buy it. And I don't know, it just feels a bit wrong. It's like you wouldn't put yourself up.
I think
here's me watching Lord of the Rings and just stream all of Lord of the Rings full stream with you in the corner going, ooh.
The one thing we do have is... Good
luck, Brendan Circus, sorry.
That's right, good luck, and buy pink, thank you, mate. the one thing I would say is it's slightly different in the fact that if you watch a streamer playing it, you can change the way the story plays out.
You can.
So that is different. What I don't like is when you see these like split screens of this is every single ending of the game.
Yeah.
This is every single version of this.
You see,
and it's
that's
all in
weird
video
because
content.
I think I'm the other way. Like, I don't like, well, with our game, as everybody here knows, it does branch, but it doesn't branch that much. So I do,
No.
like, if it's a game where it's like an open world game, even then, you know, you're giving away the story. I don't know, I don't like spoilers. I'm not sure there's as much point in watching a story if you already know what the big twist is because someone streamed it.
I think they're useful, and this is where my contradiction comes in, is I think they're useful. If I played the game through and went, that was really cool.
Now I want
I'd
to see
like
all the other endings, but I don't
endings.
want to play it 15 more times.
That I can kind of understand
right.
and wanting to go and have a look at. But I don't know, and it's very difficult to police. You know, we've shut down. We shut down when we had a leak on the time loop. There was videos of time loop released before it's released, so we shut those down. But we very rarely shut people down because we're artists. You know, we want our content out there. Of course we do, because that's how people see what we're doing. But if it's done with love by our community and it's just a genuine, I want people to see this. Okay, it's not ideally what I'd like to see, but I'm
really
like
mixed emotions.
Because
at the same time, 20 million people have seen streams of our story.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a huge audience, and they weren't. A lot of those people wouldn't have bought it,
No,
and a lot of people were like Jibby Jumbers just said they'd seen it all beforehand, but they still bought it.
Yeah.
But
the problem is, Jibby, is there's less of people like yourself. And there's more people but then that goes for every game. Like a couple of games I know that have had big adverts on some big YouTube channels that haven't then moved on to make the sales that they thought they would offer those. You know, people are now in a world where just because a YouTuber says this is good, it doesn't mean automatic I'm going to go and buy that. Like it
so
used
they haven't
to be,
got as much power as
because it's now known. Like every YouTuber has a fucking sponsor, and everyone has that. Like it's become less and more diluted. I feel, in terms of the concentration of this is a good product, I use this, but then we'll go out and buy that because we like this person. I think that's become less and less.
Yeah, and it's less organic. Like if Henry Cavill discovered our game, because he's a gamer, that's why I picked him, and tweeted, I've just had an amazing time playing off broadcast, we would get a massive bump in sales. But if we sent the game to Henry Cavill and asked him to do it and it was paid content, it's meaningless. You need that organic growth. At least with not broadcast, it won't. It won't date too badly because it's already set in the past. So there is still a chance of it having a little resurgence at some time. Last time I'm going to get asked devs this question this year. Okay, yeah, good. When will we get the scripts for Cut Universes? When I remember.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a never because that's on Jay.
There is a good 50-50 chance I've got to get a glass of water. Well, then we're going to have to stop quite soon.
Yeah,
you're on your own for a minute.
Question to the devs. There's a person called Milkshake who tried modding the game using BipInX and modifying the game code, and I'm pretty sure they brought back some content like a fax machine or the window blinds. What are your opinions on making mods? Look, the game isn't designed for mods. Like the stuff there is stuff that we played with in the original PAX build, where we were going to have a fax machine. There was going to be a mechanic where you had to adjust the blinds and the power was going to go. When it was more of a plate spinning game, it was right, we need to do this, and now we've got a fax, now we've got this. And we got rid of that because in play testing and like getting feedback, that's not what people enjoyed. So we got rid of it. So the fact that they're in the game, again, that's the kind of thing that have fun with it, play with it, and in the community, if you want to share it about, we're not a big enough title that it's not like you're delivering a secret level that we've been working on for months and months. Like, we're not a big enough game to have that big an impact. Like, if 25 people see this little modern stuff, it's like, but it is, and I don't mind people going in and having a play and stuff, as long as it's not negatively affecting the game. Because if someone sees this mod with, you can now mod it and do this and do that, but it doesn't have a true reflection on what the game is, we don't want it to be a blurry. But if you want to go in and have a play and stuff, like, George and Peter have done some really solid code with Steve's help.
And
like,
if people want to make mods, great. I like it. I'd love it if somebody put out a modded version where aliens, you're doing Notgames, but you're also shooting aliens coming over the top.
The biggest issue with mods as well is in terms of
we don't own it. Tiny Build do.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You have to be really careful. Is that because anyone could make a mod and put content out there that we have not made that is directly attached to our game. So if someone goes and makes something really horrible, that has really violent, horrible, nasty shit in it,
like
that's attached.
Porn,
that's attached to our game, and that's why we haven't modded it and made it sandboxy. And
although a porn delivery system, it's not for broadcast, but it's
don't give them ideas.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I was just thinking we wouldn't make any money, would we?
No.
Don't do that. There's no money in that. Zoom into Jay's mind and it's static and the shuffle button. That's very much my existence, that mind.
Jacksepticeye did play it.
In early access.
But because again, that was an agreement with we had to obviously speak to Jack or Sean and get him to play it, and he played the first 2 bits. But by that point, we had changed our.
He played 2. I think he only played 1.
No, he released 2 videos.
Oh, did he? Okay.
But I don't. He may have done 2 videos of just episode 1, maybe. I can't remember if he played the next one.
Was he the one that was going to come in and be on it?
Yeah, he was going to be in it, and then COVID hit, and unfortunately, it all fucked everything up. But it was people like that again, and his video got huge amounts of views, but it never really converted to sales, and that's when we started kind of moving away from the YouTuber trend. And we stuck with a couple of our regular Twitch, we gave it to Hannah.
Yeah, she was great.
And Hannah was brilliant and still is, produces amazing content, and it was nice. And again, we saw a little uptick, but a few people would buy the game because they trust her opinion if she enjoyed it, which she did. But we kind of drifted away from YouTuber sales because that
our research showed us that it didn't really translate.
For our particular game, that's not saying it doesn't work for games, but for a story narrative game, trying to stream and play the game is hard, and also the content isn't good for the person who's delivering it, and we're not getting the satisfaction because they can't talk about the game because they're too busy playing it. So it just wasn't the right kind of method for us.
NFB spin-off called The Prank War, and it's 50v50 between Tiny Little Daves and a tiny little guy that fixes stuff around Shadow 1. Probably call him. Yes, you can make that mine. That sounds good. We were looking at, or no, we weren't looking at. I had a conversation with Peter once about doing player versus player stuff. He had this idea that you'd be playing with a mate and you could put Snuggle Hugs attack on that person if you've built up enough audience. You could spend that audience on an attack. There would be an interesting mod. 2-player, make their fan break. But that's more back to the plate spinning game than actually
and also,
being what we are.
The mod that's actually been made is just they've gone back in the code base and found the fact machine and the
that's it.
There's not really much you can do with that.
And you'd have to get the whole code base and attack it.
And if you did that and released a game, you'd probably have Tiny Build on your back. With
I'd have to be free.
Cease and assist. That says please don't do that.
I don't know what Tiny Build's attitude to modders is. I love mods.
Modding it depends how you're doing it. If you're modding it as it's not really a level builder game though, is it? So I don't really get, and there's not really anything you could do to mod the game. We've already tried to, anything that we got feedback on, we tried to put in the game. We put story mode in for those that don't want any plate spinning, just want a story. We've added in the challenge room for those that wanted a big chat. We've already kind of added the mods.
The things that we think might work.
You can't really, all characters have big heads. Well, it's all on footage. You can't really do anything with the. We don't have animated characters or anything, so you can't have what's it called? No death, no this, no that. Because we don't have that. So there's not really much to mod. To be honest,
the only way you can mod it is to go and shoot a load of footage
and put
a new level in it. And which trust us, that is not an easy job.
And we did speak about that because we were at some point talking about sandboxing and having a kind
player,
of a player kind
yeah.
of, you add in your content and then you can edit it.
But then we realised
So
you need 4
big.
cameras
Yeah.
and sound gear just to shoot that. So the number of people who would actually be able to put the footage in would be minuscule, and we would be spending a whole lot of money. It'd be like doing a Linux build.
Yeah.
You know, there's just not enough people would use it,
Yeah.
unfortunately, to justify it.
Did you guys make the challenge room that hard on purpose, or was it an accident?
It was an Andy Murray.
Yeah, it was basically, so Andy at that time was the most accomplished person in the game.
Yeah, in the world.
Because he tested it so much. And therefore, when we set the baseline for the difficulty, if Andy could complete it, and it was possible, that was our guide stick. Even though none of us can, and I still can't. Because Andy played it so much, as long as it was possible, we knew that then someone in the community could then do it. And as long as that was our baseline. So it was accidental in terms of we didn't know exactly how many charges and how many this and how many that. Andy set it all, but if Andy could complete it, that was good enough for us to go, signed off, it's in the game. Like, that was our kind of guide stick, really.
Yeah, that's it. Anything that Andy could do was possible, but none of the rest of us could do it.
Yeah. And still can't,
Yeah.
as you could see from one of our streams.
It's really, really hard.
Yeah, it is.
But that's okay. You know, it's like you want some element of the game for people who just want to be challenged. Andy's superb at the entire game, Juby Jumbo. He's still the best player of Not Broadcast probably in the world.
Yeah, I'd say there's a lot of people on here.
Yeah, there are a few people like
a lot of
TT's been
hours.
through it a lot of times.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys have played it a lot.
Did you have any ideas or features you really wanted to implement but never got around to? Probably, but you tend over time to let them go, and in the end, once a product is sort of out the other end, rather like a play, you tend to try and look back on all the things you like about it, and anything that you wanted to do that was really a good idea, you keep in the back of your mind for the next game, the next project, the next idea.
Yeah, I don't think there were
But
many.
there's nothing massive I can think of.
No,
I mean, we wanted to do it originally as 10 chapters. Lockdown wasn't in the original plan, so it would have been nice to let the episode 3 be 4 chapters long, 4 levels long rather than 3. But it might have ended up becoming laborious. You know, I'm pretty pleased with what we've got.
Yeah, it's the same as what Lobstergan was saying about regrets and missed opportunities. I don't think we can regret.
No.
We made a really successful, cool game that you guys love and a lot of other people have played and enjoyed. And there's lots of things we've changed, but that's nothing. That's a creative like, the intention was when we shot this stuff to go back and reshoot and redo everything with the content. But realistically, in a world, that's not a missed opportunity or regret, because we didn't have the money, we didn't have the time, we had to complete in the time that we had. So it's not a missed opportunity or regret. I would love the opportunity if someone said, here's a bulk load of money, go back and reshoot everything at a higher standard. Like, we'd all love that, have an actual studio, this, that, like, that'd be awesome. But we didn't have it. And what we've achieved, like, there's something really nice about that early stuff. It's like when you go back and watch, if you watch the first season of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is now the longest running comedy show on HBO. When you go and watch, it's not HBO, is it? It's FX or whatever it is, but it's now the longest running comedy series, like series 17 or whatever. But if you go back to series 1, they're shooting it almost like a student film, and it's completely different to the where they have now with studios and this and that and locations. Like, it's just them with a really small team. And you can tell the difference, but it doesn't look shit. It just feels
like they're finding their way.
Yeah, and that's kind of how we are. Like in episode 1, it's not a beautiful set. It's built in our house, but it kind of has that still has the charm.
Yeah, people will forgive quite a lot. You know, it's always the same. It's always the guys with you, or the female characters never get the same love. That's not true.
That's not true.
I reject that. And I think Sarah, if she was here, would agree.
Yeah, and by the end of the game,
Megan
is like the Don, really, isn't she?
Yeah, and Stacey and Chelsea.
Yeah, so
I mean Stacey gets the best speech in the whole game. Come on, or maybe Megan. certainly I think the women are shown to be
Yeah.
very powerful.
Which is very intentional, isn't it?
Yeah, it
To
was,
have
yeah,
a
right from the get-go.
full female cast by the end for the show and night show and stuff.
I can't remember where the question was, but somebody was saying, ideas for the extra episode. It was just, we were going to stretch out Peter Clement's death,
Yeah.
would have had its own episode, and the uprising would have had its own level. So instead of sort of slamming things together, we were going to do the renaming of Christmas as Leaders' Day in a far more obvious way than at the moment that's just alluded to in a song, really. So we were going to do that. Peter Clement was going to die on Leaders' Day, or that day that would have been renamed Leaders' Day after his death. There was a whole thing with that. We knew already that Julia had probably bumped him off that. So that was right back in the original script. Yes, right. I think we probably need to wrap for this month. Thank you all so very, very, very much for joining us. Paul, thank you so much for dropping in. It's always a pleasure.
We'll try and get the. Well, we'll definitely speak to Ina about the quiz.
Yes.
Try and get something sorted for at some point in the future. We'll try and get Paul in for a cuppa where we can all sit in person.
Yeah.
And this setup's really nice, isn't it?
I like it. This is good. How is it for you guys? Do you like this setup? Are we happy?
We'll try and maybe, and it's a lot easier in terms of like not us interrupting each other. Because we found that by going back to this, we realised. Do you remember? Some of you guys remember the streams we did during lockdown, and there's that, and we have to wait and pause for each other, and a lot of our comedy is talking over each other and interrupting and stuff. And so
says the mic quality is ass. It says buns, but I've translated for us. But otherwise, this is lovely. So maybe.
I've got.
Have you got the table mic? Yeah, we'll put it on.
Well, but I'd have to bring. That's a whole different setup and stuff. But I can, but it's once a month. I can bring that and set it up.
I could probably get a. I've got the preamp downstairs, the fat man,
so
and then we could go that to a tiny little lead and into the side of the pebbles.
Yeah,
just use it as a preamp.
But we can improve the mic quality. Not a problem.
Yes. Thank you all so much for coming to join us.
Yes.
And we will see you. Have amazing Christmases. If we don't see you before, we might see you before if something comes up. But if not, we will be back January the 6th. Hopefully with sound DJ. Yes, that's all right. But Christmas is going to happen. And what are you going to do?
Yeah, let's try and it'll be nice to get one in before Christmas, but we're not promising that because it's coming up to Christmas. We're all very busy during that festive period, so but it'll be nice to gather at some point, and even if it's maybe a smaller and it's not an official stream, we jump in one of the newsrooms and have a little catch up before Christmas. Do like a Christmas quiz and Christmas party kind of thing. Would be quite
nice.
It's
not the same without Flux's D&D.
No, it won't be.
But we'll be back next year with more fun.
Yeah.
Love to you all.
Yes.
Have an amazing, amazing December.
Jay now knows how to run OBS.
I really don't, and I know that
we can play the end titles, but there's no audio.
Yeah, let's do that.
So we'll do that, and then Jay has to mute us because you'll still hear us on Discord.
Yeah, I'm going to do that now.
But we're going to go now. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you all in a month, if not before. Happy Christmas. I know you need to mute us.